B&B spoilers. Rebecca Budig isn't leaving. The actress has a long-term future on the show. Introduction. A new twist in Forrester territory. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Deke Sharpe's unexpected desire. Could Electra Forrester be his undoing? The bold and the beautiful has never been afraid of stirring the pot, and this week's developments are setting the stage for a storyline that could flip everything fans thought they knew about Deke Sharpe. The charming newcomer, who made waves as one half of the show's first same-sex couple with Remy Price, seems to be exploring more than just Forrester Creations' design floor. Between flirtations, quiet tension, and complicated emotional history, Deke's budding connection with Electra Forrester, yes, Will Spencer's girlfriend, has the potential to shake up not only their relationships, but also the very boundaries of identity and attraction on the CBS soap. And to top it off, Rebecca Budig's continued presence as the scheming yet compelling Rebecca hints that the writers aren't done layering these new characters into the Forrester tapestry. Let's unpack how this fresh, romantic chaos could reshape the B&B landscape. Deke Sharpe, a man redefining expectations. When Deke Sharpe, Harrison Cohn, first appeared on The Bold and the Beautiful, he was quickly established as part of the show's first openly gay couple. His romance with Remy Price, Christian Weissman, was intended to mark a modern turn for the soap, a nod to inclusivity in the glamorous world of Los Angeles fashion. But Deke was never written as one-dimensional. He's ambitious, curious, and charming, but also carries a quiet, emotional hunger, a longing for connection beyond labels. That's where Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, enters the scene and everything starts to blur. Deke's dynamic with Electra isn't just about attraction, it's about recognition. She sees something in him that others miss. Vulnerability behind confidence, playfulness masking confusion. In return, Deke sees a woman trapped in a relationship she's too loyal to leave, yet too restless to stay in. When chemistry starts to form between two people who aren't looking for it, the bold and the beautiful never misses the chance to turn sparks into wildfire. Remy Price, Obsession Revisited. Remy Price's past with Electra adds a layer of darkness that could potentially return to haunt them all. Before falling for Deke, Remy wasn't just in love with Electra, he was obsessed with her. This obsession hovered between passion and possession. He followed her, texted her incessantly, and reportedly tried to control who she saw. When he eventually switched teams and entered a relationship with Deke, many assumed it was a genuine shift in identity. But the bold and the beautiful usually writes complex stories. Was Remy running from something, or toward something new he didn't yet understand? If he senses Deke is now getting close to Electra, his insecurities and jealousy could explode. And when Remy feels betrayed, chaos usually follows. Remy's possessive streak could easily resurface, and if he thinks Electra is pulling Deke away from him, fans might be looking at a dangerous love triangle where every side feels unstable. Electra Forrester, a woman torn between two worlds. Electra Forrester, the newest heiress in the Forrester clan, is still learning how to navigate love under the public eye. Being with Will Spencer Jr., Crew Morrow, should be a fairy tale, the son of Dollar Bill, successful, attractive, and powerful. But Will's ambition often leaves Electra feeling more like a trophy than a partner. That's where Deke becomes her emotional refuge. He listens. He asks questions no one else does. He doesn't see her as an extension of the Spencer legacy, just as herself. But this budding connection is dangerous. Deke's kindness and magnetic confidence are drawing her in, but she's aware of the scandal such feelings could ignite. The Spencer and Forrester names have weathered plenty of drama, but this could be the kind of forbidden attraction that tests even their limits. What makes this potential pairing so electric is its uncertainty. Electra doesn't know what she wants: stability with Will or freedom with Deke. And for once, the soap isn't playing it for cheap shock. It's exploring something more nuanced, the complexity of desire itself. Will Spencer's jealousy awakens. If there's one Spencer man who inherited Dollar Bill's intensity, it's Will. He's protective to a fault, And while his relationship with Electra has mostly stayed out of the tabloids, he's always been aware of the Forrester legacy and how quickly scandal can ruin reputations. When Will perceives Deke's increasing influence around Electra, he is likely to reveal his true intentions. His father, Bill Spencer Don Diamant, has a long history of dealing with romantic rivals by any means necessary. It wouldn't be surprising if Will begins to emulate his father's strategies. Fans can expect sharp words, veiled threats, and perhaps even a confrontation that spills into Forrester Creations itself. And if Deke really is developing feelings for Electra, we might see him stand his ground, forcing both men to confront what they're really fighting for. A bisexual twist, groundbreaking or scandalous. If the bold and the beautiful decides to explore Deke as bisexual, it would mark one of the few times in daytime television history that a same-sex relationship evolves into something more fluid. This wouldn't just be a twist for shock value, though soaps do love that, but a genuine opportunity to deepen character storytelling. Deke's journey could challenge assumptions about sexuality and identity, not as something fixed, but as something that evolves with emotional truth. For a show that once made waves with Maya Avant's Carla Mosley groundbreaking transgender storyline, this would be the next natural step in continuing that legacy of exploring identity with depth and care, while still giving viewers the drama they crave. But fans are still split. Some feel this twist risks undermining Deke's role as a symbol of representation. Others welcome it as a more honest portrayal of how attraction and love can transcend categories. Either way, the debate alone ensures that Deke's story won't fade quietly into the background. Rebecca Budig's long-term role, a hidden hand in the chaos. Behind all this emotional turbulence is the ever-calculated Rebecca Budig, whose growing influence at Forrester Creations is far from innocent. Sources close to production say Budig's contract is secure for the long term, meaning her character will be deeply intertwined in the upcoming story arcs. Rebecca may well serve as the puppet master in this love web, subtly encouraging Deke's ambition while nudging him toward choices that benefit her own agenda. Whether she's manipulating him for power or protecting him out of loyalty remains to be seen, but one thing's certain: wherever Rebecca moves, drama follows. Budig's on-screen presence brings a balance of warmth and danger. She can be mentor, ally, or foe in the same breath. Expect her to stir the pot just enough to keep both Forrester and Spencer's worlds off balance. The storm ahead, Deke's dual attraction and Electra's emotional uncertainty are creating a volatile situation as the weeks progress. Remy's jealousy, Will's suspicion, and Rebecca's unseen motives could all collide in a storyline that redefines loyalty and identity. If Deke gives in to temptation, he risks losing Remy and the respect of a community that saw him as a breakthrough figure. If Electra surrenders to her emotions, she may destroy her future with Will, not to mention spark another Forrester-Spencer feud. If Remy retaliates, Forrester Creations could be rocked by secrets, scandals, or even blackmail. This isn't just about romance. It's about self-discovery, betrayal, and the price of honesty in a world built on image. Final thoughts. The power of the unexpected. The bold and the beautiful has always thrived on passion colliding with consequence. Deke's story is no exception. Beneath the glitz of fashion and the glow of spotlights, the show is hinting at something raw, a question about who we love, why we love, and whether that love defines or liberates us. If the writers handle it right, the subject could be one of the most talked about arcs of the year. Because for Deke Sharpe, the real struggle isn't just choosing between Remy and Electra. It's choosing between the comfort of certainty and the chaos of truth. You are welcome to share any video requests in the comments. I will make a video about it. Stay connected with the Glammed Rebel for all the latest updates, spoilers, and deep dive recaps. See you in the next video. Stay safe and healthy. May God keep you safe. Thanks for watching. Sheila begs Taylor to save her marriage. On the Thursday, October 23rd episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila confronted Taylor. Deacon remained conflicted about his marriage, and Luna manipulated Will. What happened on The Bold and the Beautiful? Luna thanked Will for coming to the prison to verify on her and the baby. He told her he wasn't there for her and that he was just there for the baby. Still, he asked her to explain the details behind her vicious assault. Luna gave him a story about the inmate targeting her, which seemed to rattle him. Will wanted to leave the prison, but Luna pleaded for him to stay. She was terrified that something else would happen to her and to the baby. Will saw through her act a little bit and promised he'd never be with her. The safety of their baby was the only thing that motivated his presence in jail. After Will left, Luna recalled the events from the night she sexually assaulted him. She continued to convince herself that it was a fairy tale romance. Deke wondered what happened between Will and Luna, but Electra didn't want to discuss it. However, with Hope in a meeting, Deke had time to fish for information about Electra and Luna's contentious relationship. He complimented her jewelry, but he wanted information on Luna. Electra finally opened up a little and just said he was lucky to never cross paths with Luna. However, he recalled meeting Luina for the first time, recognizing her as the infamous murderer. Deke questioned what Luina did to Will, but Electra asserted that it was complicated. They mutually agreed that Luna had taken so much from many people already. After Deke left, Will returned to Forrester, and Electra wondered how the visit went. The baby was fine, which they were both elated about. Electra felt like Luina was already finding trouble in prison, and she asked Will if he was worried about Luna. Electra called them one and the same, despite Will's insistence that he only cared about the baby. Although Electra admitted that Will was not to blame for any of their problems, Luna's presence cast a pall over their relationship. Will didn't want to lose what they had, and he refused to let Luna come between them. Taylor knew how much Sheila meant to Deacon, but the secrets she kept from her were painful. Deacon was unsure if he could ever trust his wife again. Taylor thought the connection between Deacon and Sheila was more of a trauma bond than true love. At the time they connected, Deacon was a pariah in town, just like Sheila, so they depended on each other. Deacon disagreed and stated that his love for Sheila was real, despite her faults. Taylor felt like that was a beneficial step, but she pointed out the violence of Luna's crimes and Sheila's willingness to cover them up. She posed the question again. "Do you think you can ever trust Sheila again?" He asked if she was pointing him in the direction of divorce, but she wouldn't outright tell him what to do. Although he already knew how she felt about Sheila, Taylor reaffirmed that it was his choice. She encouraged him to follow his heart and reminded him that it hadn't steered him wrong before. He praised her for having an incredible viewpoint on life and didn't know how he'd function without her guidance. At Il Giardino, Sheila flashed back to the hug between Taylor and Deacon, something she couldn't erase from her mind. She reminisced about her past with Deacon and the moments that made her fall madly in love. After one of the romantic memories, Sheila stormed out of the restaurant like a woman on a mission. Some time later, Deke visited Deacon at the restaurant, and Deacon congratulated him on the new position at Forrester. Deke vowed to get his foot in the door on his own merit, and he succeeded. He wondered why Deke wasn't in the office, but Deke wanted an update on his marriage woes with Sheila. Deke didn't deny that he wanted Deacon to end his marriage to Sheila, but still his father was struggling. Deacon didn't know what direction things were going to take. He admitted that therapy was a welcome part of his life. Deacon thought Taylor was the perfect therapist because she possessed intimate knowledge of his life, not in spite of it. This allowed her to make a more informed decision about the path he should take. Sheila popped up at Taylor's office for the second time, seeking another conversation. She shut Taylor's door so they could discuss the therapy session with Deacon. Sheila professed her love for her husband and vowed that she had truly changed. Taylor brought up Sheila keeping Luina's resurrection a secret from everyone, but Taylor wasn't impressed. Sheila hoped Taylor could save her marriage, but it wasn't working out for her. Sheila continued to plead her case before Taylor, but Taylor was adamant that they had to end the conversation. She tried defending her position to keep Luna's secret, but Taylor wasn't sympathetic. Taylor reminded Sheila that the fate of their marriage was Deacon's choice, not hers. Sheila begged and said, "I love Deacon." He is my future. He's my rock. He's my everything. Please, what happened with Luna will never happen again. I give you my word." Sheila promised they'd never have to worry about Luna hurting their family again.